My sister, may Allah bless you. And this is why I say it's so good to have you here this evening. You're part of our family. And that doesn't mean that your biological family are not your family. They are part of your family. I tell you, it's not easy to let people know. Normally, what I like to do, someone wants to declare the Shahada, I say, does your family know? They say, no. Would you like us to tell them? Would you like, no, not yet, and so on. But sometimes it's good to bring them along. We've contacted certain parents and told them, do you know what, your child is going to be declaring the Shahada, and we want you to participate in this beautiful event. And you know, sometimes they get a shock. Are you crazy? No, please come and attend. We need you here. So it depends. But some people are, like you say, very religious. They wouldn't believe. I tell you, there's not just one answer. People need to know your scenario. You know it better than anyone else. Pray to Allah to guide them and to make it easy for you to let them know. Number two, be upon the best of Islamic teachings. Be kind to them, smile with them, be happy with them, try and serve them, be there for them. And one day, Allah will give you the opportunity to let them know that, do you know what? For the last 5 years, ever since I've improved as a person, I've actually been a Muslim. I know of people who've broken it slowly and said, I've got friends who are Muslims, so I'm just thinking of seeing what it's like to fast this year. But they're Muslims. And that's the way they told their folks. I'm not saying it's an ideal way, but different people have different situations. We have to acknowledge, I'm not in your shoes, so I wouldn't be able to just say, sister, let's go now. What's her number? What's your mom's number? Let me phone her. I can't do that. That's so insensitive. But I need to ask you, and I need to let you know, and so on. So it's difficult, but inshallah, Allah will give you a good opportunity. And Allah Almighty will bless you, my sister, because if you're kind and you're good and they notice the good change and you discipline yourself, which happens as you practice Islam, you will realize that, or they will realize this person's changed. And then you get an opportunity to let them know it's Islam. I know a brother who had a coach who coached him and told him that in his sport, he said, you should sleep at this time, you're not allowed to drink, you're not allowed to this, you're not allowed to do that, you should pray, you shouldn't have more than one girlfriend. Okay, the guy was a non-Muslim, by the way, right? So he says, and you should do this, you should be focused. And this person achieved so much. And he was so excited one day that he tells his coach, do you know what? I'm super happy. I'm so happy with what you've done to me and for me. The coach says, can I tell you what I've actually done? Without saying anything, I just made you practice Islamic code of conduct and eating and drinking and whatever. I said, are you sure? He said, whatever you did is Islam. The only thing that's remaining is just for you to declare the faith, learn a few of the basics, and that's it. The brother became a Muslim. He's a friend of mine. And subhanAllah, he says, you know what? It's the discipline that brought me in. Because I realized that in this way, we can achieve leadership. Every single one has the qualities of leadership because you have such good habits, such beautiful character, such concern for everyone. People think that we're only concerned about Muslims. In actual fact, we're concerned about Muslims and non-Muslims, and we're supposed to be. In the case of some who might not be, they need to be corrected that in actual fact, you're supposed to be concerned for everyone. Obviously, charity begins at home. So if I'm to be charitable, I will start off with my family, my circle, and so on, the ummah, and then I will go out to others as well. I will and I must. And sometimes it's a necessity. If people are drowning, you can't just say, no, leave them. These are not Muslims. Not at all. You're supposed to save them, come what may. It's a life. The Quran speaks about it. So may Allah make it easy for you, my sister. Keep going. When you get the opportunity, you can slowly release it. Perhaps what I've also found, if they're very aggressive, get yourself financially independent by the help of Allah. If you're independent or if you're a little bit distant, or not totally reliant on them, it becomes a bit easier to let them know. Because initially, they may react by kicking you out and telling you, go away, don't want to see you, and so on. The tapping would actually make them realize within 6 months to a year that, you know what, that's my child. I don't care. They can be Muslim or whatever they are, but they're my child. The tapping, beautiful tapping. But sometimes initially the reaction is hostile because they don't know any better. I know of some people, scholars, reverts, whose parents have accepted Islam years later. Years later. And they were super excited because initially, when they had accepted Islam, the same parents were dead against them. But some years later, they said, wow, declare the Shahada. The joy makes you forget all the struggles of how many ever years it was. May Allah make it easy. Inshallah, we pray for you. Like I say, it's a pity I don't have a switch to just switch on and off and there's your answer. Because everyone comes from a different situation. May Allah bless you.